Vena Febi's friend. How are you today? In this video, I will talk about whether plants are considered living organisms or not. Please watch it. Plants are very important organisms in life on Earth. They provide food, medicines, building materials, and much more. But why are plants categorized as living organisms? To answer this question, we need to understand the definition of a living organism. According to biology, a living organism is an organism that has certain characteristics such as metabolism, growth, reproduction, adaptation, and response to the environment. Let's review them one by one. First, plants have metabolism. Metabolism is a set of chemical reactions that occur in the body of a living organism to maintain its life. Plants have a photosynthesis system that can convert energy from the sun into organic materials needed for growth and development. In addition, they also have respiration that allows them to take in oxygen from the environment and release carbon dioxide as a byproduct. Second, plants also undergo growth. Plants grow through cell division and the accumulation of organic materials. They also have root, stem, and leaf systems that continue to grow over time. Plant growth is also influenced by environmental factors such as nutrients, light, and temperature. Third, plants can reproduce. There are two types of reproduction in plants, sexual and asexual. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of genetic material from two different individuals to produce offspring. Meanwhile, asexual reproduction occurs when plants reproduce without involving the fusion of genetic material. In asexual reproduction, plants can reproduce through the formation of buds or rhizomes, as well as separation from mature body parts. Fourth, plants can adapt. Like other living organisms, plants have the ability to adapt to the environment around them. For example, desert plants have deep root systems and can survive in dry environments. Meanwhile, plants that live in tropical areas have larger leaves to capture more sunlight. The ability of plant adaptation is also influenced by genetic and environmental factors. Finally, plants respond to the surrounding environment. Plants can respond to stimuli from the environment such as light, temperature, and humidity. For example, if plants lack water, they will produce hormones that trigger the closing of stomata to reduce evaporation. Additionally, plants can also respond to stimuli from other organisms such as insects that eat their leaves. From the explanation above, it can be concluded that plants share the same characteristics as other living beings, such as metabolism, growth, reproduction, adaptation, and response to the environment. Therefore, plants are categorized as living beings. However, there is some debate about the category of plants as living beings. Some scientists argue that plants do not fully meet all the criteria for living beings because they do not have the ability to move or do not have a nervous system. However, this view is not entirely true. Plants may not have the ability to move like animals, but they have the ability to direct their growth. For example, plants can direct the growth of their roots towards a water source or direct the growth of their stems towards sunlight. This indicates that plants have the ability to respond to stimuli from their surrounding environment. Meanwhile, although plants do not have a nervous system like animals, they have a simpler nervous system called the plant nervous system or chemical signaling system. This plant nervous system allows plants to communicate between cells and respond to stimuli from their surrounding environment. For example, when plants are attacked by pests or diseases, they can produce chemical compounds that trigger the plant's defense system. In addition, plants also have the ability to learn and remember. Research has shown that plants can recognize specific stimuli and store this information for future use. For example, plants can recognize harmful insects and produce chemical compounds to protect themselves from those insects in the future. In conclusion, although plants do not fully meet all the criteria for living beings such as the ability to move or have complex nervous systems, plants still have characteristics that meet the definition of living beings. Therefore, plants can be categorized as living beings. In the context of ecology, plants have a very important role in maintaining ecosystem balance. Plants are a source of food for animals and humans, as well as a habitat for various other organisms. Additionally, plants also influence the water and carbon cycle on Earth through the process of photosynthesis and respiration. However, plants also face various threats that can affect their survival. Some of these threats include climate change, deforestation, and pollution. Therefore, it is important for us to protect plants and maintain ecosystem balance so that life on Earth can continue. Vina Febi's friend. Plants can be classified into several main groups based on specific characteristics, namely 1. Bryophyta, mosses. This group of plants does not have a true root, stem, or leaves. They have a leaf-like structure called a moss leaf. Reproduction in mosses is done by spores called sporangium. 2. Pteridophyta, ferns. This group of plants has a true root, stem, and leaves. Reproduction in ferns is done by spores found on special leaves called sporophylls. 3. Gymnosperms, plants with naked seeds. This group of plants has seeds that are not protected by fruit. Examples of gymnosperms are pine trees and cedars. 4. Angiosperms, flowering plants. This group of plants has seeds that are protected by fruit. Angiosperms are divided into two groups, namely A. Monocotyledony, plants with one cotyledon. Examples of monocotyledons are rice, corn, and oil palm. B. Dicotyledony, plants with two cotyledons. Examples of dicotyledons are mango, guava, and peanuts. The plant classification system used today is based on phylogeny or evolutionary relationships between plants. Plant groups that have a closer evolutionary relationship are placed in the same taxonomic group. This is different from the old plant classification system, which was based on morphological characteristics that often do not reflect the true evolutionary relationships. Thank you for watching this video, hope it was useful. Don't forget to subscribe to this video. Share it with your friends and of course, don't forget to click like.